everyone, and welcome to the Kingdom Keepers podcast. I am your host, Liz, and with me today I have Taryn
Hi.
and Kenzi.
Oh,
Today we're going to talk about my most recent trip to Walt Disney World, but first we're going to go around and give some updates on our lives and our Carousel of Progress and discuss some Disney news of the week. Anyone have any exciting updates they want to share?
I do. So I am on my third co-op. Yay.
Yay!
Here in Toledo, which
Yeah!
is where our host Liz lives. So I'm living with the Gauze family this summer. Extremely exciting. I've been there since over a month now.
Mhm.
Almost exactly a month. Sorry. So it's been so much fun. We've already had so many get-togethers. I got to see Liz and her play. Um, I also moved my boyfriend here, which was really exciting. So it's just gonna be a adventure-filled summer, and yeah, I am already really loving the job, the city. It's pretty good. It's no Cincinnati, but I'm kidding. Um, just just don't try the dogs here, everyone from Cincinnati.
Whoa,
Just don't
whoa,
even
whoa,
try
whoa,
the dogs.
whoa. We haven't introduced you to Rudy's yet. We'll see. We'll make a believer out of you yet.
Okay, okay. I'll keep my I'll keep my what is it called?
Mind?
Oh, I'll be open-minded until then, but Nettie's ex, Paco's ex. I'm
Yeah.
scared honestly for that one, but no, everything's great. I just went to the West End Festival this past weekend. Everyone, it seems like a really good community here. And yeah, I'm really excited to get to work and hopefully do some good things for the city. And have fun with Liz. So yeah, that's my huge update. I know it's been a secret, not really, but
Yeah, I mean, our family has loved having Kenzie here so far. I actually left her with my parents alone a couple of nights because of musical and, they absolutely love her here. I feel like my mom acted more excited than me when Kenzie was coming. I think that was also because my mental energy was very low for musical. So, no, but we're all excited for her to be here, and we actually already had a couple of get-togethers. We're having another one this weekend for my father's birthday. Happy birthday, Dad!
happy birthday, Ed.
Yes, big 60, guys. Big 60. He's an old man now. He's really close to getting that senior citizen discount, so we're excited for that one.
Oh, shut up.
But anyway, I wanted to shout out our Instagram really quick because we've had some really fun content on there lately, at least in my opinion. I took you guys backstage with me for musical and interviewed some of my castmates about what their favorite Disney movies were, which I also made into a reel. Jessica just finished her Universal trip, and Maddie, as of this time of recording, is currently on a trip to Mexico. And we also have a post for listeners to comment where they're listening from. So I just want to make sure that we're getting some interactivity on there because I would love to make more interactive episodes like Q&As or having you guys included on some of our ratings and everything like that. So once I see a little bit more interaction, we'll start getting that going. But just wanted to kind of shout that out as well. And now a word from our sponsor.
Introducing the magical world of Disney like you've never experienced it before. Are you dreaming of a fairy tale vacation filled with enchanting adventures and unforgettable memories? Look no further than Twinning Around the World, your trusted Disney travel expert. At Twinning Around the World, I specialize in turning your Disney dreams into reality. Whether you're planning a family getaway, a romantic escape, or a friend's adventure, I'm here to make it all happen seamlessly.
Why should you choose Twinning Around the World? Exclusive Disney insights. Jason lives and breathes Disney magic. He's also considered an expert in all things Disney. From park secrets to character meet and greets, he's got the inside scoop to make your trip truly extraordinary. Customized itineraries. Not a single Disney vacation is the same, and neither should your trip itinerary. Jason can tailor each vacation to your preferences and budget, ensuring every moment is pure pixie dust. Stress-free planning. Leave the details to him. He handles reservations, dining, and more, so you can focus on creating enchanting memories with your loved ones. Cost saving. He knows how to maximize your value while minimizing your costs in order to get the most out of your Disney experience without breaking the bank. Personalized service. Jason prides himself on providing top-notch, personalized service. You're not just a client to him, you're a cherished member of our Disney family.
Ready to embark on your Disney adventure? Contact us today at twinningaroundtheworld.com to start planning your dream vacation. Let's make your Disney dreams come true, one magical moment at a time.
This week in Disney news.
Okay, so we have a lot of things going on with the parks, and so this is just a warning that this new segment is going to be lengthy this week. And bear with me, we all know I stumble over my words or just can't find them at all. So please bear that in mind as we go into this segment. So first we have, obviously, unless you're living under a rock, you don't know, but we have a lot going on with Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Not only have cast previews started, and then we're gonna get AP, DVC previews starting here this week or next week, I think. Um, but we also have a full ride POV from Disney itself. So this shows the entire ride length, scene for scene, leaving nothing to guess about what we are going to be able to see on June 28th. Um, and just everything that comes with this newly rethemed attraction. Um, Worthy to note, there also has been some ride closures and evacuations already, and even a night of cast previews already completely canceled. So that's something that we've been seeing on the news as well. Um, and obviously, we are going to get right into talking about this. So, what are your guys' thoughts on Tiana's?
So, as someone who, I'll be honest, I forgot to get the cast preview for Tiana's. My intuition was.
Oh
It's okay,
no.
Taryn. We're not judging.
Listen, my intuition was right though. Because the amount of ride evacuations we've had. Like, one of my friends from Disney Springs, shout out Valerie, she went to check in for a preview. As soon as she checked in, the ride went down. So, I don't know what's going on. I keep bringing this up, but I don't feel like Guardians had this many like problems during the whole preview thing. Like I don't know why they're having so many problems, and especially when it's just a refurbishment of an old ride. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I do think it's also weird that that company did post a ride preview, like a ride POV doing previews. I thought that was a interesting move to make.
Yeah, I think they did that because they knew that people were going to post about it, and um like it was going to get out anyways, cuz didn't they do a ride POV for something else before it came out, or am I wrong?
I don't think they did it for Tron.
Well, Tron already
They
has a
definitely.
ride in a different park, so they didn't really need
Oh
to for
yeah,
Tron.
but they
Huh.
didn't do it for Guardians.
Guardians is mostly in the dark. All they would be able to show are the screens, so I think that's also kind of part of
Yeah.
the thing.
Do we think that Disney's gonna do that more now then? Like a ride
I'm
POV before it
I mean,
opens?
I feel like this is like a different case because like we already know the track, it's not like a whole lot changing. Obviously, like the theme, of course, and a little bit of the facade, but like since the um infrastructure itself is 100% the same, they might feel like we're just gonna go ahead and show it. Like everyone's been very excited for this. Like we already know stuff's gonna get leaked. Let's just do a POV. I don't know. That's my guess. Could be something else entirely, but like,
I think also a lot more cast members are also doubling as content creators now. And so they're definitely going to be releasing that stuff. So Disney decided to give it a POV without commentary. I think that's also the big thing is that they're giving it a POV without commentary on the attraction. So whether or not people think the ride is amazing or bad or, any of all of the above, um, I think releasing that without kind of the opinion on the side of it is also helpful to the image of the redo. Um, I think that it's absolutely insane that they're evacuating this much because even Splash Mountain in its original form was not shut down or evacuated this often. I think this has a lot to do with the animatronics. And I also think when they refilled the attraction with water, they overfilled it because there was a video with guests going down the drop without water, like going down. So I'm wondering if they overfilled it and that was also causing some issues. I think it's really sad for the cast members who have gotten these previews, and now I don't think Disney is really doing anything to kind of give them another preview date or anything. So I think that's a sad point as well because I mean this is a highly anticipated retheme. There were so many people so excited about this, especially the cast members, and this is what they're getting.
Yeah.
yeah, twins.
Jinx.
Um Back to the ride itself. Besides all the stuff happening outside of it, let's just kind of talk about what we did see in that POV, I think. Um, I think it looks really, really pretty. I think it looks really beautiful. We could see that from the outside. Um, Everyone, couple weeks, months ago, whenever it was, when we saw those glass bottles put up, it felt like, yes, this is the bayou. Like this is really happening. And seeing that POV, it really did feel like a bayou to me. I think that a little change went a long way just to the outside of it. And I think that the songs were really well um, placed, especially with the Going Down the Bayou instrumental. I think they didn't actually sing it, did they? I think it's the instrumental. I don't know. I watched it once, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I only watched it once. But then also the new song at the end, I thought was really cute. Um, I liked the a new spice, special spice,
Special spice.
special spice, special spice. Very cute. And we obviously saw that in the Imagineering episode that they put out before the POV came out. So we kind of knew that was coming. The animatronics look fabulous. And I think that they did a good job. And that's kind of as much as I have to say about it. It's not like crazy, it's not spectacular. I don't think it lived up to my expectations. Um, but yeah, let's just keep going on with the positivity, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts on that.
I mean, I watched the video, like, what I watched Disney's POV once, and then Tin Traku put out a blog with his experience in POV, and I watched that too. And I really did like it. I really thought it looked pretty, like you said, and it had a more uplifting vibe and everything. I do kind of wish there is that little missing thrill factor of like splash, like when you go like down.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
like
big
during
Like
drop.
the drop, like how it's not
yeah, doing like the
scary.
big yeah. You know, I wasn't like a big Splash Mountain fan, really. Is that because it was scary? Maybe, but it does. There is that like missing thrill factor of it being scary and whatnot. But I mean, people still love pirates, and that's a big drop, and that's not. I mean, that's a little scary. So I don't know. There is that
Yeah,
thrill factor I think is missing.
yeah, and Liz and me were kind of talking about this off record, and like um I'll let her go into like her main part of that. I think a lot of it just like lacks a story, like Splash Mountain kind of had a very clear beginning, middle, end, like we meet the characters, we know what his mission is, things go cray cray. At the end, yay, happy dance, zippity doo dah, you know what I mean? And like here, it was very not a clear storyline that you could see. Um, and I think that really like greatly affects the ride itself for pacing issues and just like that general magic overall. And yeah, I know Liz, you have like a lot of thoughts deeper about the story itself.
Yeah, I think the story bothers me a little bit. I mean, I think it's fine. I mean, it's still gonna be fun. It's beautiful to look at. The animatronics are so impressive. I'm really hoping that this just brings Disney back to doing good dark rides and not screen faces and screens and all that kind of stuff. There's some screens in Tiana's, but I mean the animatronics that they did put in there are absolutely wonderful to look at. There's been some issues with them like we touched on before, but once they get all of that figured out, it's going to be fantastic, and I'm just sad that they're figuring it out during previews. I think that's the thing that kind of makes me the most upset. um, but the story, in my opinion, it should have been a creative rehash of the movie because that would have fit the entirety of the story better. It would have fit the track just fine. I mean, I, me and Kenzi were sitting in our beds and I was like, this is where they could have put this and this is where they could have put that. And I think that that's kind of the most disappointing part to me is that the story kind of gets lost, and Disney parks and attractions are meant to be good at storytelling, and I'm really just hoping that I'm wrong about it. I haven't watched the POV yet, so I'm hoping that once I finally do watch it, I'm proven wrong, but that's my biggest concern with this is that the storytelling isn't quite there. And so, I mean, but I think it looks beautiful. The animatronics are wonderful, and I'm just really hoping that when I watch the POV and when I finally see it in person that my mind is going to be changed. But at this point, it's just like I don't know. And so, I know that Disney's trying really, really hard to be as culturally sensitive as they can be because the cultural aspects of the religion of voodoo and how it was depicted in the movie um aren't necessarily the most culturally sensitive things, and I completely understand that and I'm so for it, but they basically like rethemed Mama Odie into the Bayou's fairy godmother. And so I just don't understand why Dr. Facilier was not just a villain with magic and we didn't have to refer to him as the voodoo man. I don't know. That's the confusing part to me, that we couldn't just rehash the movie, still have him in there, make Friends on the Other Side the big thrilling part of the drop and still have that um like scary-ish element into making the drop more exciting. But hey, excitement is as strong of an emotion as fear. And maybe when you're in the setting and you're actually feeling the music and feeling the build up and you're getting really excited and you're going up the hill, maybe it's going to be just as good as being scared. Who knows? I'm not there to feel what I feel in that moment. So I'm just trying to stay positive, but the cast previews are so disappointing, and it's making me so nervous for when this thing finally opens that it's just going to be a bunch of downtime again. And honestly, I would have preferred if they were like, "Hey guys, we need to do more testing. We need to do more problem solving. We need to do more troubleshooting. We need to push this back so that we can give our cast and our APs and our D23 Gold members the previews that they deserve to have instead of just canceling some cast previews and then hoping everything goes smoothly later."
Yeah, and I think what you said is right. Like, we can only glean so much from these videos. I think a lot of it has to just kind of be up to ourselves when we write it, and you truly don't know what your full thoughts are going to be until you're there. Because like one of my issues was kind of the dead space, the amount of dead space, and lowering the lights to try to hide that. But also, like, it could look completely different when I'm on it. You just never know. So I think that let's all try to stay positive. Definitely mostly talking at myself because I'm a negative Nancy when it comes to these things. So, yeah, I'm really, really hopeful about um, that things will hopefully turn out. I hope that more people are able to ride this, especially the cast. That's, like you said, extremely upsetting part. Um, when people have been looking forward to this so much, people love this ride so much. Um, but on that note, I do have another thought about um, Tiana's before we move into my next topic on the news. And that is that there are a lot of rumors that once Tiana's Bayou opens up, that will be the time Thunder closes down for an extended refurb, because those are two are extreme crowd eaters. You can't have.
Uh, they actually did announce a refurbishment for Big Thunder later this year. Hang on, this is breaking news, friends. In mid-May, they announced that they were going to be closing Big Thunder for an extended refurbishment. They're expecting it to be closed for maybe a year, and it might be closing as soon as September 2024.
And that was like for
Damn.
sure.
WDW Magic is one of my more trusted sources. They usually
Okay.
have really good intel on what's going on. But yeah, it is expected to close for an extended refurbishment, which means that Disney has kind of said, yeah, we're closing it. And also I don't remember where I saw it, so I don't know how trusted it is, but I think they got the green light to do the explosion at like in that cave, where the track is. So I think that's going to be part of it. So just didn't want you to get too
Yes.
far without letting you know that it will be closing for refurbishment.
I had only seen it was a rumor, but if it is for sure, then I do wonder if that will be adjusted at all if this thing with Splash, or sorry, Tiana's, because that does, impact maybe what if that's pushed back a little bit, because if Tiana's, continues to have these issues, they just can't afford to have two extreme crowd eaters, two e-ticket attractions be down at once. So, I do wonder if that is subject to change. But yes, they have said that, when they do decide to refurb, a lot of the things that were budget cut from Disney 100, or yeah, Disney 100th anniversary, I think, or 50th, whatever, whichever one. The thing, one of that was the explosion in the cave, so that is exciting. So yeah, that is kind of all for Tiana's slash Big Thunder, unless anyone has anything else to add.
I think I just want to add that probably with the timeline that they're looking at for closing Big Thunder, we might also get new track pieces laid, because it's starting to get really rough. So I'm wondering if they're going to lay some new track down because it said a year or more. for the closure.
I don't think they're gonna spend that money personally. I think it's gonna cost as much to just get a new ride, and they're trying to do the expansion past Big Thunder. I don't think they're going to replace the track. It would be wonderful if they did. I don't want us to get our hopes up because
Yeah,
I
no.
doubt they're gonna want to spend that money.
No,
Um,
just looking at the Big Thunder refurb that they did, I think in 2012 at Disneyland, they did replace the track for that, and it was about the same time frame. So that's the only reason that's a speculation in my brain is because it's about the same time frame. So it would make sense if they
mhm.
did, but it also makes sense if they don't.
Right. Happy Pride Month, everyone. As June settles in, so does the Pride Walls paint. We have this year's Pride Walls popping up throughout the week, and they are all really beautiful. My personal favorite is the Spaceship Earth Love Wall in Epcot. I do really love the purple wall as usual, but I think this is such a nice little treat that Disney does every year and will hopefully continue to do. Because they're really neat, and I love how they change it up every year. Liz just put on her Pride sunglasses.
Rainbow heart sunglasses, everyone. I thought it would fit the theme. You guys can't see me, but they can, and I think that's good enough.
Absolutely. We love that. So, um, yeah, happy Pride to all of our listeners. We love you, and we love June, and every month.
We don't exclude months here. We love all of them.
That's right. Um, So there are some updates on Country Bears, with some costumes and Disney songs revealed in the latest Disney Imagineering episode. Got to see some behind the scenes with that. Some of these new songs include "A Whole New World," "Try Everything," and "The Bare Necessities." There's still no set reopening date for Country Bears, but it's definitely going to be sometime this summer. So that's something to look forward to. But yeah, I don't really have any thoughts on this. If anyone wants to add.
I always have thoughts on the country bears. Um,
Oh my gosh.
when watching the Imagineering episode, Mac McAnally is kind of heading this whole project. They're working very closely with him to make sure that a lot of different country styles are included in this revamp of the show. And I think that's really cool. Mac McAnally, he was in Jimmy Buffett's band, so that's how I know him. I big parrot head over here if you can't tell from me doing Escape to Margaritaville. But I think it's just really cool how they're including a lot of different things. The songs are, if you listen to them in the Imagineering episode, which I highly recommend, go find it on YouTube. It's it's called this We Call It Imagineering. Yeah, We Call It Imagineering on YouTube. You can find it. They have 2 episodes. The second episode is the one that we touched on in both our Tiana news item and this one. But I mean, I think it's going to be really cool. It's going to bring Country Bears to this generation, and I'm excited for people to appreciate it in this generation as well. Um, and a news source, I can't remember which one, so do not quote me on this, but they said that a favorite from Country Bear Jamboree is going to be in the new iteration. So take your guesses as to which that one will be, because I have no idea which song that they are actually keeping from that. So I'll have to like rewatch an old POV from the original Country Bears and make my guess, and I'll let you guys know later. Hey everyone, editing Liz here. So as I was editing the podcast, the news came out that Country Bear Jamboree is opening on July 17th. So we do have an opening date for it, and I'm very, very excited to see the videos then. So we are only about a month away. Woo! And that's it for the Disney news of the week. Today's topic is St. Patrick's Day trip review. So, I went to Disney on a long weekend trip back in March for St. Patrick's Day. We're finally recording the trip review. Me and Taryn and Kenzi is here to include some probably questions for us or anything else, but this trip included a lot of firsts for me. Animal Kingdom Lodge, the top of the world fireworks dessert party, eating at Sanaa, and being in Disney World for St. Patrick's Day, and also kind of close to Easter, which we'll touch on when we are in the Epcot day. So, jumping into it, Animal Kingdom Lodge, absolutely amazing. It was so cool for me to sleep where animals stay. I love it. I loved it so much. We stayed in Jumbo House, which is like the main building. My uncles are DVC members. Shout out to Twinning Around the World Travel so for basically booking this trip for me too. Even though they went on it, but anyway. But I mean, the lobby is just so beautiful and like they have different artwork and artifacts and clothing items just all around the hotel really, but in the lobby especially. One of the really cool things in the lobby is that there's just this big metal plate right at the entrance. It's like a circular plate with a bunch of animals like engraved into it. And one of the activities that I saw happening at the hotel while I was there was this lady just sitting on the ground with stack of papers and a bunch of crayons. And she was showing the kids how to go over the animals with the crayons so that it would make the impression of the animal and they wouldn't have to do anything. It was so cool. And it's such a fun, interactive piece of artwork that is also just so beautiful. But when you walk into the lobby, off of the lobby, you have Boma, which is the buffet. And then if you go straight, there's a bunch of savanna overlooks. There's also some kind of off to the sides, and you just see animals right away, which I think is the coolest thing ever. But lobby is huge. There's a bridge at like I think what that's like the fifth floor where the bridge is, and like you can just walk on it over the lobby and you can look out at the savannah at the animals. Taryn and I walked over that bridge a couple of times when we were coming back from getting food or going down to the pool. So I mean, the lobby is beautiful. I could talk about it for forever, but Taryn, when you came to visit me, what was your initial reaction to the lobby?
I mean, that resort has been on my bucket list, my vision board for forever. So I had I had no idea that how or when I was going to stay there, but I really wanted to stay there. I've always loved the animals and everything. And just seeing the lobby, everything was beautiful. I've gone there a few times for the not Boma. It's yeah, the Boma buffet
Hmm.
thing one time, and I just love just like how peaceful it is and going and you can just go outside and see so many different animals. It's just a beautiful, fun resort, and I'm really happy I got to stay there twice because I stayed there with you and I got to stay there with my uncle and aunt.
Kenzie, I know you're like a Kadani Village girly. How do you think the Jumbo House lobby differs from Kadani?
I mean, obviously size. The Jumbo House is just enormous. I think that it's just like a lot bigger in my opinion, especially the glass part. But I think they're really, really similar at the same time, in my opinion. I don't know if does it have like the little mart thing in there too? Like the
They
little
Yeah,
shop?
they have a gift shop there. It's not little. It's like a standard resort gift shop size. Like if you're thinking
Okay.
like Pop Century or even the All Stars, like it's that standard size of gift shop on that end. So it's not like a little
Okay.
market. I think like Kadani's is, but yeah, they do have a gift shop.
Yeah, Kadani's is very small. So that was one thing that I was like, I don't think Jumbo has that either. So just another thing. It's just a lot bigger because there's a lot more rooms, a lot more people staying in Jumbo, obviously. Um, Kidani Village is only for DVC members, so that's why it's smaller. I'm talking to the podcast, the listeners, as you will, but in case anyone doesn't know what we're talking about. Um, but yeah, but the best thing that these places have, and I thought, Taryn, you were gonna say that you've been there a couple times, but for the zebra domes, they sell the zebra domes also in these little markets, so you don't have to have a reservation to any of the uh what are they called?
Dining
The
experiences.
yes. I told you guys I just struggle with words. But, um, yeah, and you don't have to, like, go deeper into the resort if you don't want to. On many times on my DCP, um, I would just go for zebra domes and to look at animals. So, but yeah, this is, like, the best resort in my one of I say that about every resort, don't I? But this is one of the best resorts, I think, on property. Um it's just like it's in its little own bubble. Like I feel like all the other resorts, they're kind of different sections or they're connected to another resort. It's just like its little own little thing going on, and it's really close to Animal Kingdom. That bus ride is like 0.5 seconds, but yeah, I definitely hope to go to Jumbo more. But as of now, I still love Kidani.
So we stayed in a 2-bedroom lock off with a Savannah view, which has a king bed, a queen full bed, and 2 pull-out couches, a pull-out chair, and it easily fit our party of 6 that we had staying in that room. And plus, it was a party of 7 for the night that Taryn stayed. And so, I mean, the room fit everyone. There were 2 balcony entrances. So we got to see plenty of animals. We could hear the cattle mooing in the morning. They were very loud and they wanted their food. So we it was great. I mean, just waking up and looking outside and there were trucks with the cast members feeding the giraffes in the tree right outside of our room in our little oasis area that we had, and the cattle with like the huge horns. They were always wandering around, and I mean, you just saw so many animals the entire time. I think that's obviously the biggest draw of Animal Kingdom Lodge, but it's so unique and so impressive, and it's just wonderful to experience, and I'm so glad that I was invited to experience it, and I'm sure Taryn was also glad to be invited to experience it as well.
Yeah, I was very excited to see all the animals. I especially loved seeing all the giraffes. And what else did we see? But
Zebras.
there no, yeah, we saw zebras.
There were some
We
big
saw.
birds, really big birds.
Why did you emphasize on that?
For those of you who don't know me, I hate birds. And these were giant birds. They looked like they could carry me off the balcony, so
Oh no. I do remember one time we saw a giraffe got very close to like the perimeter and we were like, what are you doing, dude? Don't go past the gate, dude. We don't know what happens to you if you do.
he was just checking it out. I think he knew it was like close to dinner time. That's where the truck comes out. I think that's what he was doing. But the room
Yeah.
itself was beautiful. It's very well themed. I love in like the little kitchenette area, like the kitchen, they have little like drawings of the animals and some of them look kind of derpy and I just loved it so much. I they were so cute. I want the elephant one tattooed on my body. But
I love that the table was a giraffe.
yeah, the table, everything was themed. I mean, it's just absolutely incredible the theming on that. I definitely recommend looking up like just like a room walkthrough on YouTube because it's I could describe it all day and you still wouldn't understand the amount of craftsmanship that has gone into these rooms. But back to the resort, it's huge. Taryn and I got lost. We were getting food from the Mara, which is near the pool, and we walked, I think, around the entirety of Jumbo House before we could find our way back to the room. But totally fine. The resort, as we kind of mentioned, is split into two sections. You have Jumbo and you have Kidani. Kidani is only DVC. Jumbo is everyone else plus 2 floors of just DVC. It has 3 restaurants, which is Jiko, Boma, and Sanaa. It also has quick service, a couple of bars, and 2 pools. The Mara, since we were speaking about getting lost on our way back from there, is very good quick service, good variety of food. So if you're a picky eater, it can accommodate to you. But if you want something other than chicken fingers, it also accommodates you. On our first day there, I actually got the falafel bowl for lunch, and it was so good. It was way better than I was expecting, and I was so hungry, so that may like determine my enjoyment of it, but it was like one of the best falafels I have ever had. So I definitely recommend if you are a falafel loving girl like myself or boy or they. We don't It's Pride month. Happy Pride. Um then then please go get the falafel. Guys, I want to point out that I had a very long day at work and it's 8:53 p.m. when we're recording this, so sorry to everyone. Taryn, did you get any real food from the Mara or did we just pick up french fries and a bunch of dips?
I don't know. I think that second night it felt like we got pizza. But I
Oh, we
don't know
did get
that first
flatbreads.
night if we did.
Yeah, we did get flatbreads that night. You're right.
The flatbreads were good. I
Mhm.
don't remember we got them the first night though.
No, I think we just got fries the first night. Um
Yeah.
But also they have breakfast. They have Mickey waffles and things like that, but they also have a breakfast bowl called the Kilimanjaro Bowl, and it was so good. It had like sausage gravy on it, bacon, tomatoes, tater tots, the works. It was so good. But now let's just kind of get into the days of the trip because I could talk about Animal Kingdom Lodge for forever and ever and ever and always. So, we arrived on Friday and we checked into the hotel, ate lunch at the Mara. We ate lunch at the Mara, which is when I had my falafel. We enjoyed our room for a couple of hours, freshened up, and then we went to the Top of the World fireworks and dessert party. This is a Disney Vacation Club exclusive party at Bay Lake Tower at their bar up there. Um, we can have unlimited cocktails and desserts starting at 7 p.m. And then you get a private viewing of the Magic Kingdom fireworks. The bar is villains themed, which, if you know me, you know I love the villains. It was so good. The drinks have cool villain names, and the desserts were so yummy. I don't know how I survived all of the sugar because the drink I kept getting was very sugary, but it was beautiful and lovely, and I drank like 5 of them. And then I also just had a bunch of desserts. I filled up like 3 plates of desserts. And watching the fireworks from that view is just absolutely amazing. It was my second time after December getting to watch the Happily Ever After fireworks, and I sang along, screamed along, and I also cried. So I think that makes for a very eventful and fun night. And I mean, Kenzi loves the Bay Lake Tower, so. But
Bay
then,
Lake forever.
but then day 2, I went to Animal Kingdom, and we actually didn't do much in the park, but I just love being in Animal Kingdom, so I was still very excited. My grandma and I got to the park earlier than the rest of our group. We just walked around, and we took like a long way around. We got to Africa, and we decided to go down the gorilla trek, which was really, really fun. And we got to see a lot of cute animals. The meerkats ended up killing a baby bunny, though, and we got to witness what happens when they get food that is not provided to them. by the keepers because they have a very strict diet to make sure that they are healthy and happy. And, some kids got the lesson of the circle of life that day. That's all I can say about that. But then after the gorilla trek, we came back around to the front of the park and we met up with the rest of our group. We went on the safari, Mount Everest, and then I met up with my friend Reese after that, and she convinced me to go on Dinosaur. So I did Dinosaur for probably the last time, which gives me so many feelings. I mean, I know I rag on Dinosaur a lot, but it is a good attraction, and I will give it that. I am just very afraid of it. But then, at that point, it was getting really warm, and if you know anything about Animal Kingdom, when it's really warm everywhere else, it is steaming hot in Animal Kingdom. So we were done for the day. It actually ended up being so hot that on Everest, one of my elastics just like snapped from the heat. And so I had my hair in braids. And so my hair looked absolutely wild crazy when I took it out. So I bought my first bucket hat of the trip. But then we went back and we enjoyed the room, the animals, the pool, and then Taryn came to the hotel for the first time, and we got ready for our dinner reservation at Sanaa.
Yay!
So, Sanaa, we got bread service. And this is what actually made us get the reservation at Sanaa because we wanted to try the bread service. And it was absolutely amazing. They give you 5 different breads and about 9 spreads for it, all ranging from like sweet, savory, hot. They were all delicious. They were all good. We actually got the secret menu 10th item, which is a super hot one apparently it's supposed to be. I did not try that one because I'm very sensitive to spicy spreads. So, I wasn't going to try that one. I saved myself from that.
Yeah, me and Liz were talking about going to Sanaa, before she found out she was going with her family. And it's like, I want to go to Sanaa. It's been on my vision board, my like DCP vision board for forever. We decided to go, and it was everything I could have dreamed of. I love naan bread and dressings, and it was so good. And the food was amazing. The butter chicken,
Oh, I dream
which
about the
we'll
butter
get to
chicken.
I will say, I don't know if I should say this, but the spices were great. They were just different, and my stomach did not agree with it for the work the next day. So
Nope.
it got bad.
Hence why I stay away from spicy foods. And also, my tongue burns really bad and I can't do it. But yeah, no, as
You
Taryn
just gotta
said,
get used to it.
I've tried.
You
You
got
gotta
a
keep
what?
eating it, and then you're fine.
But as Taryn talked about, the entrees were also delicious. We both got the butter chicken, some rice, and also a chickpea salad type dealio. It's like a I don't even remember what it's called. I should have looked it up, but it was very good. I literally was so full, but the food was so good. I also got the tiger drink there, which was like orange liqueur and chocolate, and it was really good. It was really sweet, which actually really helped me because everything was so savory. And I'm definitely a person who needs like a mixture of flavors. So if you are like me, I definitely suggest getting a sweeter drink. They have non-alcoholic options for the sweeter drinks. So I think Taryn, did you get one of the specialty drinks? It was like a lemonade type dealio.
I don't remember, but I can definitely imagine me
Yeah, I think
ordering
you
something like that.
I think you did. But I mean, I took a sip of hers. I don't remember what it was either, but it was really good. Sanaa, just the vibes, the food, the environment, everything about it was amazing. Our server was so excited and so knowledgeable. He was just like really great. He brought really good energy. He was excited to answer all of our questions, tell us about everything. Um, it was really, really great. Third day of the trip was actually St. Patrick's Day. And we started off the day with a brunch reservation at Terralina Handcrafted Italian, which is where we went in December. So I'm not going to touch on it too much, but I mean, it's it was amazing in December. It was amazing now. My uncle got the fish of the day entree and it looked absolutely amazing and I was a little jealous that I didn't get it. Um it's so good. The service is good and both times we've had pretty sizable parties. We've had pretty large parties and it was absolutely amazing both times. So having good service and good food with a party over 10 both times, honestly, hats off to you. We then walked around Springs for a little bit. We went window shopping, and there was this really cute collection called Play in the Park at World of Disney, and I could have bought every single item, and I'm so glad that there was no room in my suitcase for it because I would have been very, very, very broke. But I did post a lot of those on the stories, so if you go back to the trip story, you'll see the collection I'm talking about. But then after we did some window shopping, we went down to Raglan Road to get our wristbands for the event that day, to have some drinks, enjoy some of the live entertainment that was happening. But then, oh, and we got our first round of bucket hats, which is very important. This was when we got our 5 original Raglan Road bucket hats that ended up being stacked on top of my head, all of them. And but it was getting hot. It was actually getting pretty warm even in March. So we went back to the hotel to swim and take naps and to waste some time before it started cooling down. And then after it cooled down, we went back to Springs, back to Raglan to enjoy more of the party. The live entertainment was awesome. The beer is always good there. But just enjoying St. Patrick's Day in Raglan Road, which is the Irish pub in Disney Springs for the listeners that do not know. It was absolutely amazing. The entertainment is always great at Raglan, but at St. Patrick's Day, when everybody is just having a good time, it just becomes absolutely incredible. And yes, we got more bucket hats. So our grand total went up to like 11 bucket hats for Raglan Road only. And then Taryn was working that day, but she joined us after work. And she joined us at Raglan, where she got to enjoy some of the entertainment. Have you ever seen Raglan during St. Patrick's Day before that?
I have not. I'm trying to think because last year I got trained in the last week of March and April. No, sorry, the last week of March and the first week of April. So I think I missed it. Missed that chaos.
Yep.
But I really like seeing what it was like inside Raglan Road because I'd never been inside before. Obviously it was crowded that day because of the event and everything, but it was really cool to see what it was like inside that environment.
Yeah, I mean, they have live musicians going all day for St. Patrick's Day. And they also have Irish step dancing that happens that we got to see a little bit of. And they're always fantastic. They're usually there at night to perform for the night crowd, but at St. Patrick's Day, everybody's just on a different level in there. And I think the excitement of the crowd really fed into the excitement of the musicians, and they were just giving everything, and it was so fun. So after Taryn and I enjoyed the festivities for a little bit, we wandered away to get Taryn some food because she had been working all day. We went to the poutine place, right? That's where you got food?
Yeah. Honestly, that's where I either buy lunch there or at this place called Sandella's at the break room place. They make either like burritos, pizza, or quesadillas. and they're good. So either go to the poutine place or Candelas, and at the poutine place, I usually get the loaded with no queso because that also does not really agree with my stomach. And after the whole situation I had earlier, I did not want to deal with that. So the poutine was good as always.
Poutine is always good. But then, after Taryn was done eating, we just kind of walked around Springs because the rest of Springs was pretty dead at that point. Raglan was where it was at, and everything else was pretty dead. We went into World of Disney again, and I actually bought some of the stuff I was looking at. I got 2 more bucket hats, um, for myself, a bucket hat for Kenzi, and then a sweatshirt for Jess. So I ended the trip with 13 or 14 bucket hats, and 10 or 11 of them were Raglan Road bucket hats. So, I definitely have a favorite souvenir item.
That bucket hat has already been broken out. It's the best. I wore it to Jess and Michael's birthday party a couple weekends ago because it was so hot outside, and it's so cute. It's the Ratatouille one. So thanks for that.
You're welcome. We'll definitely have to take a picture because I got a matching one. So we'll take a picture together and post it on the podcast story at some point.
Absolutely.
So our fourth and final day was Epcot, which I got to enjoy the Flower and Garden Festival, so there's no complaints there. I love them. The topiaries are beautiful, and it was just so nice to see them for the first time since the DCP. For those of you who can't see us, which is all of the listeners, Taryn put on the Raglan Road bucket hat that she kept. I did not bring all 11 home. Taryn kept one, and we divvied them up amongst our party, but I still have about 5 or 6 bucket hats of my own. So if anyone wants a Raglan Road bucket hat, hit me up. But
St. Patrick's Day has no limit. It can be any day you want.
honestly.
I will say, with my headphone setup, this is not the most wearable thing. But without it, it's nice.
Yeah. But anyway, we were on Epcot. Topiaries were beautiful. It was just great to see them. The temperature was actually great for our Epcot day. It wasn't too hot, so we stayed most of the day. And we just wandered around, bought snacks and drinks, went on a few rides. Yes, I was the one who woke up early and got us a Guardians virtual queue, because I always am in my family. I know how to do it the best. I'm the fastest at it. Um, so we did go on Guardians, but I mean, we just had a very chill day in Epcot. It was really nice to like hang out in the park instead of like having to do all of the park things. It really felt like another day in the DCP when we would just go to Epcot and hang out, which was so nice. It was such a stark contrast from when we went in December when we were running around and trying to do all the things. Like I was just able to walk around, chill out, enjoy the food, enjoy the topiaries. It was so nice. Food for the Flower and Garden Festival did not impress me this year. Um, the only thing that did impress me about the food was there was a lot of really good plant-based options, which my Uncle Ben, he is a vegetarian, so it was great that he had a lot of options at this festival. There was barely a booth where he couldn't eat at, so he got to eat everywhere and everything that he wanted. But the food was like it made me sad because the festival of the holidays just rocked it out with the food in December, and then coming to this festival, I wasn't as impressed. There were a few things that I ate, and they were fine, but they were just fine, and that kind of made me sad. But the best part of the festival is obviously the topiaries. There were a couple new ones since I had been there last, like the Coco topiary, which beautiful, colorful, amazing. We love Coco. Dante had projection mapping on him at night. It was so cool, so beautiful. The Wish topiary out at the front was amazing. It was so grand. They did such a wonderful job with that. And who can forget Groot over by Guardians? He was absolutely adorable. He played music. What more could you ask for? And all of the standard topiaries were there. There was a Kermit and Miss Piggy topiary, and Miss Piggy absolutely slayed in that. It was so fun to see that. I posted a lot of the topiaries on the story or on my Instagram posts for after I got back from the trip. So if you want to see some of those, definitely check out our Instagram once again. But after Epcot, we went back to the resort, packed, went to bed, and then the day after we flew home. And I mean, it was such a wonderful trip. It was very much needed for my sanity and my family's sanity. And it was just a great time just to hang out together. And I'm really glad that I got to spend some more quality time with Taryn down in Disney.
Yay.
Was there anything that I maybe didn't touch on that you had questions about, Ken's?
So, did you have I guess did you have a favorite flower and garden thing? Was there anything that stood out to you, or was it just all the food was kind of just mid?
All of the food was kind of just mid. They did have these sticky ribs with like a peanut sauce on it that Nathan got that I had a little bit of, and that was really good. They also over at the stall that's in front of Test Track, they had plant-based uh biscuits and gravy. That was really good. All of the plant-based options were really good. So like I tried a lot of the stuff from other people's plates, and everything was really, really good. There was nothing that super stood out to me except for those biscuits and gravy. They were really good, and those sticky ribs. I ended up getting the cinnamon roll bites with there was candied bacon on top, which was very interesting. But the thing that did not work for those was sitting under the heat lamp that they have to sit under for the festivals. It dried them out a little bit, which was a little sad for me, but they were still really good. I think that's kind of like where the festivals kind of fall sometimes if they're not plating the food as you're ordering it. It's not fresh and it you can tell. But that's kind of a fault with all of the festivals, not just this one, because there were foods for the Christmas one that I wasn't super impressed with because of that. So, I mean, you just kind of have to figure out what's kind of being served more fresh than the others. So, like, obviously, things like breads are going to be sitting out a little longer. Overall, it was a great trip, though. I mean, lots of great food on the trip besides the festival foods, unfortunately. But I didn't try a lot of the festival drinks, and I think that's kind of where, besides the plant-based foods, the drinks for Flower and Garden, like the hibiscus lemonade and things like that's where it really stands out. And I wasn't necessarily getting those. I got my standard um, sake from Japan and things like that. So I didn't really venture too far into the festival drinks, which I think is probably where they shine the most for the Flower and Garden Festival this year. So that's probably why my opinion of the booths was not very outstanding. Anything else to add about the trip, Taryn?
No, I just really loved going to Animal Kingdom Lodge and being able to stay there. The little chair bed I had a very nice view, and it was very comfy. I passed out after watching cartoons.
Yeah, we put on the Mickey
I
shorts.
forget. Yeah. I love staying there, and I loved getting some quality time with Liz, as always. And I need you to come back to Florida again. That is all.
Soon enough.
Yeah, it was really fun following along on this trip. I really loved Liz how active you were on these stories. I especially loved when you had to ride dinosaur. That made me really happy. Um, and I think that some of us have trips coming up soon, so we're gonna try to stay as active um, as we can for those because it's really fun. I think it's a good way to engage with you guys. But even when we're not on trips, just make sure, like Liz said in the beginning of the podcast, keep up to date on the stories. We still have a lot of fun over there.
No, but keeping up to date on the stories even when we're not doing things is a great point because we do post a lot of the preview videos and things that we see on the Disney Parks Instagram. We repost it to our story. So when you want that kind of first look at the new costumes for Country Bear or the inside looks for Tiana's or anything like that that's coming up, we post that for you guys. We make sure that we're staying up to date on the news so that we can inform you guys. And also, we post it in our stories. So even if you're not catching the episode that week or if we're not recording that week, we still try to keep you guys up to date with what's happening in the parks. But I want to thank my co hosts for recording this episode with me and for all of you out there listening. With that said, that is all for this episode, my friends. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Kingdom Keepers Pod to stay up to date on announcements in future episodes. To participate in our episodes, you can comment on our social media and send us emails to kingdomkeeperspod@gmail.com. Don't forget to check out Twinning Around the World Travel for all of your vacation planning needs, and we will see you all next time. Bye!
Bye-bye.
Bye.
This is a family-friendly podcast.